Hello and welcome to the Ninos Podcast. Today we have my dear boy Jimmy, JimboSlice. We have
CMC,
Chris, CMCM2, most notably known as
Just said it, CMC.
CaprisunXPapi. Say it. No. Cream Pie guy, 69. And then we have last but not least, Zach. DetectiveNacho.
So, if you couldn't tell already, we've had a couple mimosas in us. We were on White Girl Wednesday, but on Saturday.
Yes, today is June 26, 2012.
I like these bozos. Even though I'm drinking right now, but whatever.
We had a nice brunch. It was very casual. We had a few mimosas.
Quite a few.
But we were very responsible. We had designated drivers, and we all got home very safe, as you can see.
One of us had designated drivers.
If you're not...
Allegedly.
And then we have Vamso as our audio technician, and not me this time, because I felt like actually being in the podcast for once.
Which is good.
So,
even though I don't like this.
Fan favorite Vamso, he's not here, unfortunately, but for us, very fortunately, because we don't like him very much.
Don't get angry. Don't start comments. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, if it's better off without him, don't say anything. If you do like it without him, like it. But here we go. Starting off, we do have some scratch paper, so we're gonna get to these topics in a very timely fashion.
Before anything,
What's that?
How y'all been?
Good. It's been a minute since I've been here myself.
Well, Eddie has been.
You've been out and about.
I've been social. I've been meeting new people. Hot boy summer.
How's that?
Summer.
How's that going?
Very hot boy summer. It's been very hot, and I am a boy.
In the summer.
So it's exactly those three things. Staying inside for the most part in the AC, avoiding the sun. Here in Vegas, we're very unfortunate to when the sun goes down. It's still 100 degrees.
Yep.
So you still get sunburn at night here. Outside of that, good, healthy, alive and breathing.
What about you, Jonathan?
Been well. You know, same old. You know, can't complain.
I mean, E3 just happened. How do you feel about that?
Not a lot to say
Especially
about that.
with Nintendo coming up. I know you love Pokemon.
What does Pokemon have to introduce, or what are they bringing to the table this year?
Thank you for bringing up that question. Yeah. Well, you see, I didn't watch E3.
Okay, that's very.
Well,
to make a loaded question unloaded.
I can fill you in.
Yes.
Of course, it's the same thing as like the Nintendo Direct, like 3 weeks prior. New Arceus game, new.
I did see that.
Yeah.
And then Shining Pearl, Brilliant Diamond.
Yeah.
Nintendo's very good about that. They have the Direct whenever they really have like a fair amount of information to share.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a Direct almost like every 2 weeks.
Well, they had new Samus coming out.
Right, that was like a big thing.
That looked
It was
cool.
a really
That
big
cool.
thing. It's a 2D scroller instead of 3D, which is great.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
So.
And then like you're getting chased the entire time for the most part.
I don't know if I like that.
Why not?
Well, the thing is, I don't really like timed games where I'm like stressed, where I'm like, oh my god, like I have to do this shit now.
I feel like that makes it more fun, and you're just a little side quest whore, anyways. So.
Well, I mean, the thing is like playing Phantom Hourglass, playing like different stuff, Majora's Mask, like playing all that stuff. I'm of course I'm referencing Zelda because of Nintendo in general, but it is it's very stressful sitting there and being like, okay, I need to do this within a certain amount of time before I fucking die, and then I have to restart it all over again, and it's gonna be the worst.
You don't get to enjoy yourself as much.
To pace myself. That's it.
I can understand that. Yeah, having a time limit to complete any sort of thing basically feels like you're like. Really. What game have you played where like you have a time limit? You're like, oh shit! Outside of like an arcade.
Mind your business. That's what you usually do.
I can't think of it like I can't think of another game that's like really put it like a time limit.
What's that one shooting arcade? It's so
Time
popular.
Crisis?
Time Crisis 4. That's it. See, there you go. That's it.
There's a lot. I mean, but it's like you have health that like as soon as you get down to 0, it's like then you're done.
Well, yeah, but it's also putting you through a story, which is fine. I think the pacing in that is okay. It's just pacing where it's like, hey, you have a level. You have a certain amount of time to complete this level.
So what about Call of Duty 4 when you're doing that specific sniper mission with soap?
Is there a time limit?
Not a time limit, but if you fuck up, like you will be punished for it.
Right, because you get caught out.
Right, well, because like that's technically like timed, but like not really. But like if you fuck up, like it really does like fuck you over.
Yeah, it was the mission called All Gillied Up or all something like that.
Yeah,
where you're there's part like because if you like fail to execute like a synchronized shot, then that's when it's like, oh shit, go loud, and then it's like, all right, cool, we're clear. And then the only part I think where you die is if you're going through like the field and like the tanks and shit. I think that's it, and then you have to restart. So
I mean, there's more. It just depends on the difficulty that you played it in.
I'm okay with, especially like certain levels, but when you go through
the whole thing like that, you don't like it like
game. That. What was another one that messed me up?
Broccoli delivery.
No, we're not. Keep going. Keep it going.
Broccoli.
Keep going.
Didn't know.
Thank you.
Jesse over here delivering broccoli.
Goes
for
Atlas.
one. Goes
I appreciate
Atlas.
it.
We actually use all these names
Soups
in real life. Soups.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
You fucked up.
Soups.
No, Jimmy did.
I call them Ghost Atlas. Soups. Forgive me. Go on.
I called him Jesse.
I forgot what we were talking about. What's first on the list on that scrap piece of paper, right?
First, EA Play.
In July.
In July.
So,
let us know.
EA is very sort of like not well liked for their business dealings.
For their pay to play.
They
which is understandable, yeah. So people enjoy the games that they put out, and then they're like, oh, who's around by?
Should I say pay to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they're definitely a lot of controversy because like when Battlefront 2 came out with their like loot boxes, they had like the star cards, and they're like, oh, well, that's pay to play. You can just keep paying for these and get like good star cards. But then they addressed that, and they're like, okay, we're not gonna do that anymore. But it's very much like they're trying to get money out of you, and that's why they continue to do the shit that they do.
Money.
And then that's why they do the things that they do, and like just
which is. Sorry, before we touch up on the EA subject, I did, since we have already touched up on E3 already, what is going to be, I guess, your most anticipated? I know yours already, Jimmy, but
which is Battlefield 2042.
Tell the people why you're excited about it.
Why? Battlefield, I'm a legacy player. I've been playing since Bad Company, the first one. I played Bad Company 2. I played Battlefield 1942. I played Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1. I've been playing since 2008.
Yeah. No, I mean, I most of the time I see you on Battlefield.
Yeah,
he's
Battlefield
only
is my
ever
franchise.
on Battlefield.
I only play Battlefield.
He doesn't play anything else.
Maybe Fallout, but that's it.
Yeah, right. So I play Fallout when a new one comes out. I played Fallout 4 when it first came out. After that, I didn't play it anymore.
Right. Did you complete it?
I did, yeah. But I didn't play any DLCs because Fallout 4 was kind of lacking in the DLC department.
I think they had.
They only had two. They had the point. No, that's Battlefield. That's Fallout 3. Point Blackout. Mm-hmm. What did they? They had this other one.
They had this marine one. It was fishing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fishing one, and then they had the robot one. Mm-hmm. And then that's really it. So, and then they moved on to Fallout 76,
which is where I think they're lacking. Is Fallout 76 in general. You put out a multiplayer game, and you put out mediocre graphics for it. It's not gonna perform.
I think a lot of game companies are realizing the live service thing is very profitable.
Well, it is profitable, but there's also a point where if you don't make the live service fun,
right,
it's not gonna perform well. People aren't gonna want to buy it.
Very true. So an example of a live service that did very well and the company decided not to continue it was Modern Warfare. So I was a big fan.
Among Us.
I was a very big fan of Modern Warfare when it came out, and the live service continued to just be very well. Like the devs were just doing very well with it. But then Cold War came out, and then Warzone became its like own thing, and so they just kind of stopped supporting Modern Warfare. And a lot of the fans who bought Modern Warfare and they liked it for what it was, kind of
especially Warzone.
What do you mean?
What do you mean Modern Warfare though?
Well, yeah, no, Modern Warfare.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Warzone, right?
Yeah.
But like Modern Warfare didn't like they stopped having regular updates, so like new guns stopped coming out.
People I know to this day still play Warzone. They still love it.
But like Warzone is like its own separate entity.
I feel
it's
like
like free to play.
I feel like Warzone on console is amazing, but Warzone on PC is absolute dog shit because you have to consistently update shaders.
Right.
And that
300
takes up
gigabytes.
so much space for no reason.
But like across the board, it's like whenever a new update rolls out, it's 100 gigs for everyone.
Right.
Which is just
that too, and they're just like, oh, now we can like choose what you're gonna download, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then in reality, it's still like 100, 200 gigs for
you have just
fucking Warzone.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
That's one thing you would think that with like cloud service would have gotten better is like, oh, less updating. You buy the game and it's like ready right away. But then there's an update and then you have to you do all this shit again. You have to update.
That's like the main thing I hate is how like everybody will like buy a game and it's like half-ass done.
Right. So that's why the live service
and they have to finish it with updates.
Right. And I'm just like, what was the fucking point of you letting go of the game? In reality, it wasn't even fucking done to begin with.
Right.
Just because you're trying to meet the date. I don't care if it's delayed as long as it's a good game. As soon as it actually does come out and I don't have to consistently do fucking updates the entire time.
So I think now they're kind of getting to the point where it's like, let's get the game to a finished, polished state and then Right. But you're still paying the full price, and then they'll continue to gradually update it.
Well, what do you guys think about Halo Infinite? Story mode, of course, paying the full 60, and then multiplayer being free to play no matter what.
I feel like no one's gonna actually play the campaign.
Or buy it.
That's what I honestly feel like. That no one's gonna play the campaign. No one gives a flying fuck about the campaign. They just literally want to play.
Nothing is.
They just want to play online.
Even like diehard fans, like Kevin over here, he hasn't played Halo 5 either.
Really?
Yeah. No.
I was like, I played all the Halos, and I'm also like a diehard Halo fan.
Okay, but
I enjoy them. But like Halo 5
do you remember Halo 5?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. I was gonna agree with you. Like Halo 5 was absolute dog shit, but the online was like okay.
But I was like 4 had a story, even though it was done by 343 and not by Bungie. It was like I don't know. It felt lacking, and I played it all the way through. I beat the campaign, and I felt like I was missing something still.
I think they've given it enough time to where they can really do something special with it.
Oh, with
the story, it's been close to like 6 years when it does finally release.
Because as soon as like that first trailer came out, we were all excited, but we were all excited only for the fact of like, it's Halo. And then reality, we saw what it was like later on, and we're like, this is absolute dog shit. This is like Fortnite edition of Halo, which is bad.
I had different opinions of it. I didn't think it was all that bad.
It was bad. Looking
back at it now, it didn't look.
It could have been more detailed.
Looking at the trailer itself, the gunplay itself was very, very like intriguing. Is really, really like attractive just to look at. Just like the BR, the AR, all that, like the way it shot and like the way it felt. Like even looking at the trailer, not even holding the controller in our hands, it felt really, really nice. It felt really, really polished.
That the shots hit right. But then I think what it really was just like the visual fidelity and all that is where people saw the shortcomings.
It's such a high budget game. You would think they would have done such a better job with it. So like I 110% agree with everybody that was bitching about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's such a big story, and it's been going on since, like, what, like 2001, 2002?
Yeah, the first game release.
Yeah. And then, like, to give us that basically looks like the first one, just, like, a little bit well-polished. It looks like a remastered 2001. Yeah. Like,
So, I can understand where... I think when they did release their, like, press sort of release about how the quality of the gameplay they showed,
right.
They said something about, the shortcomings they had when they, like, due to COVID.
Right.
And everyone working from home and then stuff like that. So I can understand them delaying the game, but they probably shouldn't have released it release date in general. They probably should have just kept it, like, very open.
And I would have been so okay if they would have been delayed the dates more, and they're just like, "Hey, we're trying to make this better for you guys."
Here's some gameplay of what we do have,
right?
Like,
but it's gonna be better later. Like,
yeah,
I would have been so okay with
keep it open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
compared to like, hey, you're gonna pay $64 for this,
right?
And it's gonna be absolute dog shit, and then you're gonna like update it 6 months later, and then it's gonna be perfect.
Because that's what they were trying to do. They were gonna release it the holiday of 2020 in that current state, and people obviously were upset. They're like, this doesn't seem like the quality
like
game
the
that
movie.
Right.
And the community,
right? They're like exactly.
But like. Everybody bitched enough for like the Sonic movie specifically for them to redo it.
Just for the character,
Like, I was more than happy to pay the whole $10 to go watch that movie and support it for the fact that they actually did that. But in reality, we didn't pay the $10. We paid $5, didn't we?
Right. I think it would have been worth the 10.
Yeah,
and it was good.
It still would have been worth it because it was a good movie.
It held up.
It was a good movie.
Well, anyways,
no, I haven't, but it's on Hulu though.
You should watch it.
You should watch it. Yeah.
We'll watch it tonight. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're sleeping.
Your most anticipated E3 game?
No.
Back 4 Blood.
Oh,
the Left 4 Dead game, of
very,
course.
very, very cool.
Like that was like the whole
like a spiritual successor,
classic.
right?
Yeah, dude. Like,
And the beta's coming out for it.
Yeah.
In July.
July.
But you have to pre-order it to play the beta, right?
Yeah.
So what if with the Game Pass, like, does that still count?
Hold up. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't think
because I pre-downloaded it.
Well, most of the
the
games that they released, Microsoft has released for E3 will be on the Game Pass, which is a really big incentive to go ahead and push the Game Pass onto people, onto PC players, onto like all the Xbox players themselves, like consoles.
It's totally affordable too.
It's really affordable. I mean, if you do like what we did.
Xbox
a year.
It seems like Xbox is really trying to take that role of like the Netflix of the gaming sort of.
Yeah,
well, that's really what they are, right?
I don't blame them for doing it, and I hope that like the next thing that they do, instead of making consoles, they make motherboards, like the whole like PC towers instead. Because that's basically what they made.
I don't know. Like I could see them just being like the software, and then just like a gaming company.
I could literally see them being the next
Xbox
Razer
fridge.
Yeah, the mini fridge, yeah. But that's like a gimmick.
Well, how much?
I don't think they've released sort of like
a price.
The price, yeah.
They said we're real about this.
I think it would be like under $200.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
more
think
than 200.
No, I think it'd be more. Yeah.
Really?
You think it'd be more?
If it's more than $200, I would never pay for it.
Yeah. 200, I feel like is a good price.
Why are you really
200? I still feel like it's pushing it.
If it's under 200, if it's no more than 200, I'll get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
I'm taking your fucking word for that.
I think it looks really neat.
I'll hold you to this.
I'm gonna fucking blast you on Twitter if you don't.
But I don't know the dimensions of it, so like really, it looks like something.
He said, I don't know. It will fit.
It looks like something.
Put in your closet.
It looks like something you'd put on your desk, like from like the artist renderings.
Wait, do you
like
feel like it's like gonna be like this big?
I know. I think it's probably be like
big.
Right.
Like
well, it better be big if it's $200.
It's gonna be an actual menu for
like 3 or 4 times the size of an actual Xbox.
Okay, yeah.
Like
3 to 4 times.
Yeah, because like the renderings that they had and like the video that they showed,
it's pretty big.
It had like it was like
the new Xbox, bro. That's like a fucking PC tower.
It was like two.
But
it was like 2 Coke cans wide, like laying down, and then they were stacked on top of each other with another row.
This man talking in Pepsi cans now.
Well, it's like a generic, just like a can, like a bundle. It's like the can of like a Budweiser.
Right here.
Not so much like that.
So a can like that?
No, a Pepsi
like
can.
a can, like a Coke,
What
like beer can, something like that.
All right.
This is like 2 stacked on top of
That's
each other.
a tall boy. Yeah.
But it looked like it was like maybe 3 high and then maybe 3 deep. Mm-hmm. So not that gigantic, but something that you could probably fit on your desk.
So you think that someone's gonna like put it on top of their desk and not under their desk?
That seems like what it could be like.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think it'd look neat.
All right, yeah.
So
is that what you low key want to do? With like if you were to get the Xbox fridge?
Just put on my fridge? Put on my counter?
Yeah,
on my desk?
like
Yeah. I probably would, yeah.
Put
That's what I'm saying. Put all your
I have
Pepsis
the space,
in it.
yeah. I wouldn't put my Pepsi. I buy Arizona cans and I put them in there.
Well,
Arizona cans.
Either way, I'm gonna move on. There is a big announcement from Nintendo. Breath of the Wild 2. I know you did play Breath of the Wild.
No.
Have you?
I lent my copy.
I borrowed it. I haven't played it yet, but I mean, it's in the works. It's in the works.
It's in the works, but the second one is coming out now.
I was like, Zachary, you played it. I haven't played it because it pissed me off that I kept breaking my swords as soon as I got them. So I never finished it. Like as soon as I broke my first sword, it made me so
all
mad.
All the Zelda games have been fairly difficult, haven't they? There's been parts where they've been difficult.
From the beginning, it's always been difficult.
Right.
It's always been a hard game and a sophisticated game. Yeah, right. Which I always respected, but like it literally made me so mad that I would find like the coolest fucking weapon.
And still, it's not worth shit after like
break. Yeah, it would literally break after like 4 or 5 swings after like I tried to kill a fucking goblin. Like fuck you.
I guess that keeps the game from being a bit too repetitive.
I guess, but like it still made me mad.
Like you find a single sword, you're like, I'm just gonna use this.
Like, I need a fire sword to keep me warm as I'm running through the snow. I need a snow sword.
Right. I'm the only one who's played like Genshin Impact and like stuff like that.
Right.
You would.
Which was like, I mean, it was basically free Breath of the Wild, and it kept me hooked, and I was really, really on it.
In case you guys don't know, that's a gacha game.
Yeah.
And in case you don't know what a gacha game is, it's basically you have to spend money to win.
You can spend money to win.
It's mainly spending money.
it puts you that much more forward if you spend money.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's a Breath of the Wild copy, but gacha version, and it was like. It was like I was reliving that, and I want to relive that with the second one as well. So that'd be pretty perfect.
The second one looks good. I mean, like that game itself, like the visuals were good, like the music was good, like
the
story was good. Like even though I didn't play the whole thing, I respected the whole game regardless.
Oh yeah.
Because that game was fucking beautiful.
It's out of its own league.
It was so good for a Switch game, and then like every other Switch game is just like complete dog shit after that.
Compared to it, yeah.
Right, because Nintendo's first party games are always just made so well. That's like what Sony's doing too, and that's what keeps people on Sony and keeps people on Nintendo's because they're exclusive.
Yeah, I know there's serious things where I'm like, oh man, I want to play Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Right, and you'll get a PlayStation
I don't have a PS5. But yeah, I did get a PlayStation just for Kingdom Hearts 3. Disappointment, by the way. And every other game I bought because of that has been a single player game. Like I've paid for PlayStation Online, but I've used it twice. There's no point. Like I might as well just fucking use my PC.
I have Last of Us and Last of Us 2, and I finished the first one, but I haven't finished the second one. I kind of like gave up because I got bored of it. But I played like Spider-Man.
Oh,
finished that,
great
and I was just like, oh cool, Miles Morales is gonna be in the next one, and I'm like, I had to buy a whole last PS5 to play it. I was like, nah.
But like,
I was like almost paying $1,000 for a $500 console. No.
Why? Because they resell?
Yeah, because everybody's fucking like buying it, and immediately just like, oh, sold it to you for $1,000.
But like,
fuck you, bro.
Like touching on that, I don't think they said they were gonna have a steady flow of like new consoles until like April or something like that. I think until then, like the next year, like quarter one 2021 or 2022.
Is it because of the chip shortage?
I think maybe part of that. Chip shortage.
The chip shortage.
Yeah. So the like precious metals and stuff like that.
Right. You're talking about the like ship that got stuck in the.
In the canal.
Yeah, the canal.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
I still think that's like the funniest thing.
That seems like such a long time ago, but in reality, that was a month, 2 months ago.
2 months ago, yeah. I was like, I just remember all the TikToks that was like, get a Ford F-150 and like get another Ford F-150.
Right.
They'll like straighten it out.
Well, do you know what's coming out? EA Play July.
EA Play. So what they haven't really said too much regarding it. They're gonna show, coming from like what I know about the Battlefield community, they're gonna show off more of some of the game modes they have. So they have your traditional Conquest, which is the game mode that has been in every single game. I'm sure they'll probably have their Rush game mode, which was introduced in Bad Companies, and then they're gonna have what did they say? They're gonna have something called the Hazard Zone, which people think they're speculating is gonna be more like a Escape from Tarkov sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Where
cool.
you like they say it's very focused on squad play and communication and stuff like that, which I'm like a fan of, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it might be like a Rainbow Six type
Right,
deal.
even so much like that.
Yeah,
I'm like that sounds really dope.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to that. But then they have another experience that they're going to be releasing, that they're going to be showing off in EA Play, that Dice LA has been working on, and they say it's a love letter to the core Battlefield fans. So I mean, they're not sure what that's going to be.
Which is including you.
Right. So I'm very excited for that. But Battlefield, EA LA or Dice LA, who's actually working on the game mode, has been very... They've done a lot to the Battlefield franchise. When Battlefield 4 came out, they basically took care of... Basically, it's... They took it and they basically brought it back to life with all the updates and shit.
Yeah, because
So
EA fucked it
right.
up bad.
Battlefield 3 Battlefield 4 had a very shoddy release.
Yeah.
Same with Battlefield 3, but not as bad as Battlefield 4.
And then once again, 6 months later, it became the most perfect game, but no one was gonna play it 6 months later.
Right, exactly.
Any EA game with battle in the name just
right, and they
that
just
rep.
fuck it up.
Yeah.
EA just fucks
Battlefield
up everything.
Battlefield 1 had a good release.
Well, Battlefront, Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefront, Battlefront 2. Yeah. But Battlefield 4 is seeing a resurgence in their player counts. There's lobbies filling up like crazy. They had to double the server sizes because that many people were coming back to it.
Right.
So, I mean, it's good in terms of like their metrics to see that Battlefield 2024 is probably going to do very well. But like we'll see. But in like what else they're probably going to be showing off? EA, probably more about like probably Apex. Maybe we'll show some like, trailers.
You've been big on that. I know you've been trying to get your battle pass up, huh?
Yeah, I'm level like 760. Like
you're at 60. I'm in the 30s, bro. We need to fucking play. And I need
Let's
to
go.
boost myself up.
He's
Because like every time when I actually do get on, like you're not on anymore. And I remember when I used to work from home, you'd always be on and we'd always play together, like me, you, and Tavito.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't work from home.
Don't worry, bro. Just call out.
No.
No.
Just quit. Just quit.
I was like, I already did that. No, that's what fucking business house. You got me tripping. Anyways, so now we're gonna talk new subject. We're gonna talk about John McAfee's death.
McAfee.
Do you guys know who that is?
I don't know who John
Yeah.
McAfee is.
McAfee.
McAfee.
Like the security system.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually like the
that
dude's last name.
Doesn't mean anything to me because
Perfect.
nobody uses that.
Everybody uses that in reality. Anyways.
But does it actually do anything? I'm not sure.
Probably not. Probably
Right.
fucking not.
Uh-huh.
I was like,
what?
I remember my dad used to use like
Defender?
Norton.
I do.
Yeah, Windows Defender, straight up that comes with Windows 10, probably included with Windows 11. The virus protection program from that is more than enough.
You
to
would
tell
think.
you if you need.
I
a
mean,
virus.
I can't
You have
speak
a
from
virus.
like a.
Well,
like
regardless, Homeboy has a lot of info on like the U.S. like messing around. I guess like just like fucking over other countries. Like he has like a lot of like dirt on the U.S.
I feel like.
And he got arrested in some Spanish country, and then Spanish. Yeah. So
Nothing
and then
fun
they
with that,
like
right?
admitted him as suicide, just like Epstein. When in reality, it was probably someone that fucking killed him.
Yeah.
And then he got a
Speculation.
tattoo on his arm to say like, if he was to die, like this is what you go by.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the tattoo, so whatever. But he did that to like make sure like if I died, like this is what's left. And in reality,
Right.
he had something that was like, if he died, he would like blow up all of the dirt of the U.S. like to the news.
Like air it out.
Yeah,
Right.
he's gonna air it out. So we'll see in a few weeks whether or not that actually happens. If it does, it's gonna be very fucking spicy, and I hope he does.
But then, like, I feel like he's lived a very interesting life to where, if he were to say this is what he knows and stuff, that he'd like be like, this is what I know, this is what like I've been told, this is what I've seen. People would just kind of dismiss it as, oh, you're like. Look at your past.
But in reality, he has all this shit to back it up. So like, it's all there. Like the proof is there, and he's gonna like air it out to the public.
Right. But if you, it's like a boy who cried wolf sort of situation. If you, I from like a government standpoint, you'd be like, look at this guy. You think he has shit on us? Like, look at his life, like that. I think it'd be like that.
You can
not
easily
that not that he's not telling the truth.
No. But I'm just saying, like, you can easily point out, like, oh, he had a fucked up life, but in reality, everybody knows that the U.S. government's corrupt, so they're gonna be like,
yeah,
well, there's also this, and there's literally fucking emails or like screenshots and blah 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 of like whatever the fuck he's trying to say.
I mean, but remember the Panama fucking Papers that came out? What came of that?
Yeah, right. You're right.
Well, yeah. Speaking of sus, Among Us.
Fucking amazing.
Sorry
transition.
to change the subject.
Among
like
Us.
Among Us burnout.
Among Us.
Yeah. So those who don't know, the devs are burnt out of developing the actual game.
Fuck the game, honestly.
Yeah,
nobody wants it.
They can literally make a better game, but it was cool. I like the game. I think
so.
Yeah,
it came out during like lockdown and all that. So
yeah, it was prime time to get the game. But I also think it's bullshit how you made it like free for mobile, and then all of a sudden you had to pay for PC. Like, what was the point of that? Like, you're an asshole
I felt the same way, right?
Yeah.
Well, they had to make their money somehow.
So charge both. Charge both. There was no point in being like, oh, on your cell phone is free, but if you want to use your computer, fuck you, bro. Like, you can't use your computer. Like, what was the point of that?
The cosmetics were that's one way they could have got their money. They had a lot of cosmetics from what it looked like.
They're putting more in. They're putting more colors in. They're making
more
the party size more big. They're making new maps, like all that stuff, and they announce all this, and then the devs themselves are burnt out based on, I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna just assume bullshit that like customers are bitching about.
Well, yeah, like little kids are bitching.
Right, but I seem like they got the formula down, but I think their team is small, and then maybe the company that maybe owns the rights to the game is demanding more, and that's what's burning them out.
Probably. Who knows?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that sounds right, because isn't like allegedly like all like the, not the graphic designers, but the ones that make the actual video game, like they want a union because they make them work so much overtime.
Right,
like
just
at any fucking gaming development place in general.
They have been they've been wanting to unionize for a while.
It's always push, go.
Right.
We need this out now.
Especially during like their crunch
So
time.
like, I agree with them 100% that they should be unionized, and that like they do need to not get fucked over by all this overtime they're allegedly gonna get.
Yeah, they need
when they didn't ask for it.
It's like it's always like a push and pull with game devs and just like games in general, where people want the games and they want it to be good, but they don't want to wait for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's like where like a big problem with like games that are coming out nowadays.
For sure.
People want more and more, but they want it to come out in the same time frame. They were like, oh yeah, next year we'll get a next one. No, wait 2, wait 3,
they want it
wait
now. Yeah.
6 fucking years. Like, it doesn't really matter. Just make the game good and then release it. You know,
that literally goes back to our first topic of like this fucking conversation.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right? No, it literally like goes back to it because it's so true. Because fuck that. Like, I hate paying $60 for an unfinished game, especially fucking Cyberpunk.
I was just
that made me so mad. I was literally lagging so hard just driving a fucking car.
I had to turn down the settings just to play it.
I walked everywhere.
Fast travel.
And I shouldn't have to do that for a game that I paid $64 for.
Right.
What's your problem?
And a game that was in development for 8 years.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if fully.
Yeah, well the thing is like they put it out. It's way ahead of its like technology time, where like the common person can have the technology to run the game at full specs.
Right, their scope was $2,000.
Yeah, they were like, okay, here we're gonna push developers of PC parts to
higher resolution.
Yeah, higher resolution,
higher graphics.
Give it out to the general populace. No,
right.
For a price though.
I think that the issue was the execs being like, let's push it. We got to push it out for the holiday season.
Right.
Like we've already been delaying it because it was supposed to come out in like.
But they made a
September?
whole ass announcement that it was going to be delayed.
Right.
And I, like, to me, like, them making that announcement was like, all right, cool. Like, finish the fucking game, and then I'm going to join the game.
Right.
And then still have it fuck up that bad, even with the delay that they announced.
They took, that was like their whole thing, saying we'll release it when it's ready, and then they're like, all right, we're finally releasing it, and it's not fucking ready. So I don't get it.
Someone has atrocious handwriting, and I can't read what's on it. Atrocious.
Yeah.
Yes. Borderlands movie done filming.
Why are you pointing at me? That was Bam stuff.
Hey man, I fixed it because it was really bad. It spelled mouse, not movie.
Borderlands movie done filming. Yes. So the Borderlands movie finished filming.
I didn't even know they started filming.
Yeah, honestly, like I didn't know. So all I know is that Kevin Hart's in it, and I was already like kind of turned off by the movie.
And then Jack Black is playing Claptrap.
Oh, that's cool.
So Jack Black's in it too?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's playing it.
All right, so that's my boys. I kind of gotta watch
Jonathan?
it.
I have it.
You have?
I haven't. I have not. I played maybe the intro to Borderlands 2. That's about it. That's the extent.
Just Borderlands.
I played it at a homie's house, so I feel you on that. Like I literally just played they were just like, here, you want to try it? And I was like, sure.
Yeah, why not?
What'd you get?
But in reality,
what sort of feel did you get for it though?
That's cool.
Next time.
Is it all right?
It was
Borderlands
like
gameplay
comic book
with
drawn, and I kind
Capri
of like that.
Yeah.
With BuenasNoches coming soon.
Very different. What happened?
Do you own the game?
What happened?
Do you own
Apparently, we're
Don't
gonna
worry
buy the
about
game
it.
and we're gonna
I have
play
Borderlands 2.
Yeah,
I have
you guys
Borderlands
should
2.
play it.
Yeah.
Perfect. I have your account, so
Yeah, but you can't play it while I'm playing it. That's the only.
I
Yeah.
had to actually pay for it. God.
Yeah.
That's okay. You
Don't,
have mine.
worry. Well, it goes on sale. It goes on sale every other thing.
Every
for
other-
It's fine,
$5.
but I could just use his account, so it's gonna
Every
work
other
out.
day it works out. Yeah.
So, anyways, Jack
So-
Black's in it. Kevin Hart's in it.
Right.
Do you know anybody that's in it?
I think Jamie Lee Curtis is in it,
Sure.
playing some role. Someone else, I really forget who it was, but
Mystery.
I think the devs were taking an active role in the development of the movie. So, where most movie games or game movies turn out to be very untrue to the source material. I think this has the potential to be maybe something, but it's not setting the bar isn't very high because
You look
you've seen other
at
games.
the World of Warcraft movie. I thought it was great.
Yo, okay.
How about the Mortal
I've
Kombat
never
one?
played World of Warcraft, and I enjoyed that movie.
That
so
movie
much.
was good.
I thought it was good.
That's the thing is, it's.
Did you guys play WoW? Hold on,
No, they haven't.
So you're the only one
I'm
that
the
played
only
WoW,
one.
right?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good too.
All right,
Exactly.
perfect. All right. So 2 people
Yeah.
in this room have played WoW and they enjoyed it, and then the other 3 haven't watched it. But
Right.
did you guys enjoy the movie?
I didn't
have not
watch
watched
it.
You didn't watch it.
No.
I didn't
Damn,
feel
I'm the only one that watched
there
it.
wasn't an urgency to watch it either because I haven't played the game. So why
I
would
went to
really
go watch it premiere day. They gave me a free subscription to fucking WoW. That's
Really?
the only reason why I played WoW.
It's true.
They gave me the game and a subscription for free.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? I was
Yeah.
just like, yeah. I was like,
You're like, I'm motherfucker right.
and then I played it and I was just like, this is too much
Yeah,
grinding
no,
for
you
me.
can't.
Not for you.
I don't like playing the same mission over and over again to get certain loot pieces. It kind of makes me mad, but I get it, but I also don't want to keep grinding the same
Right.
fucking mission. I get tired of it.
And then when the drop rate's so low and you get infuriated,
Yeah,
you're
exactly. The drop rate is 1.9, some shit like that. And you're just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I have
0.02%.
a small chance of getting. No, fuck that. As soon as I beat it, I want to get it, but I know that's not how it works for a while. So I don't have the patience for a while.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of patience for games like that in general,
Right.
where you just grind. So Destiny, I was like, you played the story. This is really neat.
Yeah, Destiny
you're
was
done.
cool. Yeah, and
No,
then
you're-
as soon as I was done, I was done.
But it
Yeah.
just sucks that the game's full price.
Yeah.
So that's what's really off-putting about that. But hopefully this movie's like Borderlands is good.
I hope it is,
I
because
don't want
like
it to be
they
bad.
have 2 comedians in it, and like isn't the game itself like
Borderlands
kind of
is
supposed to be
super
funny?
funny.
Yeah.
So it should work out. Yeah.
It's a really good. I think story in general, it's not really story heavy, but the dialogue, the characters, everything about it is a really like comedy game, and it's a really funny game in general.
Did anybody here see the Monster Hunter movie?
No.
No, fuck no.
That one just came out too, but I guess it was horrible.
Well,
But
yeah,
I literally
I
had the
that.
worst reviews, so I didn't even bother to
I
watch
have
it.
hopes for Borderlands. I think it'll be alright.
Yeah, I hope so too. Because
But that's the bar you're setting for is just all right.
right,
I think
literally.
it'll be all right. Yeah.
Because like Kevin Hart was in so much fucking movies within like what the last year or the year
But the thing
before, and
is,
he like ruined every fucking movie. It wasn't
But
funny.
did you watch the Jumanji movies? Those were
The
pretty
Jumanji
good.
movies were really fucking funny.
They were.
Yeah.
Jumanji.
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 Well,
It's
no,
a matter
the
of-
But I
Jumanji
did
was.
watch that. They were funny.
Yeah, they were very good.
But only those. Like every other movie that Kevin Hart was featured, it was absolute dog shit. And every other movie that The Rock was
Right.
in was also absolute
Uh-huh.
like Rampage. Or do you remember like the LA one? I forgot what it was called completely.
San Andreas.
Jumanji.
Yeah. San Andreas, like that was dog shit, and so was Rampage. Like, and then that was supposed to be like off the video game. Like,
Yeah, they're
no, it was
getting
bad.
they're getting their paycheck, cool, but it's like
Man, like yeah, I don't know.
it's becoming that 80s action star sort of I'm in everything sort of movie.
Basically, yeah.
That's how it is.
But
Literally.
we'll see how this movie turns out. You know, Sonic was originally a game. They turned that into a pretty good movie
They made
after
it into
their
a decent
I
movie.
thought it was
outcry.
great.
I thought it
I
was
think
really
so.
fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Out of everything, but like with Mortal Kombat, I didn't
Mortal
think it was that
Kombat
bad.
was good.
It could've
Mortal
been better.
Kombat, I hate that they didn't put Liu Kang as the main character and they had like some random ass character just because like they want to make more money off of it, like profit. It bothered me, but I liked how there were so many fucking Easter eggs throughout the whole movie that if you played any of the Mortal Kombat games, like you automatically got them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you automatically saw like what's your face's katana.
Yeah.
What's your face? Like the dude with the fucking necklace, like you saw that there. Like
Yeah.
you literally saw like everybody's stuff like displayed there. You're just like, oh my god, like you're able to point it out, but in reality, it's just like the movie was like okay, and the fact that they didn't actually have like a Mortal Kombat kind of bothered me.
Question. So does Detective Pikachu count as like that genre?
A
of
video
movie?
game?
I
Yeah,
think so,
I think so.
right?
I would think so. Yeah,
Because it was a video game before.
it was a video game. Yeah,
I personally like that one the best.
It was great.
it was good.
Yeah.
It bothered me that
Detective
Mewtwo
Pikachu
had
was a
teeth.
fantastic game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It bothered the fuck out of me as soon as I saw that teeth.
With
And I was like, hold on.
The Ryan Reynolds.
No, Mewtwo.
Oh, okay.
How Mewtwo had teeth.
I thought you were saying how
that
Ryan
kind
Reynolds
of
was
bothered
Pikachu.
me. But, like, you know, I still voted for Danny DeVito.
I think
on
Danny
that
DeVito
petition.
would have been great.
Like I literally went out of my way to sign that petition to make sure
Well,
that it was Danny DeVito.
Jonathan, did you ever play the game Detective Pikachu? The
No.
game?
Wait. Like that's an actual like game
It's a
game.
That is a
DS
game,
game,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah.
man.
Like I thought it was just
I
based
just
off
didn't
like
own a
Pokemon.
DS, so
Oh,
I
it's-
like couldn't play the game.
It's
What sort of
super
game
fun.
is it?
It's like you know those point and click adventures?
Right.
It's like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like sort of
It was
dialogue heavy. and
It was
stuff?
a fun game. It's really story heavy.
Uh-huh.
It was super cool. And of course, I love detective shit in general.
Detective Nacho back at it again.
You play LA Noire?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh,
I-
I never played that.
What?
I,
Very
That
good
game
I
is
streamed
so
it
good.
for, like, a
yeah,
month.
he did stream it for like a month. And I watched all of it because I wanted to relive
great.
that fucking game because that game was so
No,
good.
I never played it.
There's so much detail to the face when you're interrogating people.
Right,
like
which
it
they
was
needed.
great.
It's hard. It's hard.
Like I remember getting that on the Xbox 360, and that was a 3-disc game because it was so detailed on like how the graphics were.
But if you get something wrong, the game
Yeah.
isn't necessarily like over, right? You just kind of
you keep over. Going.
Right.
No, so it's like you keep going, and then like they tell you at the end when you beat it all, like you have this many like cases that you fucked up, and you have like this many cases that you got right.
Oh, okay. I mean, at the end, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah.
So you're able to convict people.
You can wrongfully convict people. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Dude, it was so good because as soon as I figured that out, I was like, "What? Who did I fuck up on?" And it doesn't tell you who, so it just makes you like want to replay the whole game. You're like, no, I got the evidence this time.
You're like, it had to be this person, and then they were like, no, it wasn't.
It's like, nah, you still fucked up. Like, who was it?
You want to go back and replay the game. Like I've replayed the game like probably 2 or 3 times.
I played it 3 times, and I think that was it. But like every time I wanted to replay it because I wanted to rightfully convict everybody, but I still fucked up sooner or later, like within one of them. And it would make me so mad because it doesn't tell you who.
It just tells you.
It just tells you you wrongfully convicted 1, 5, 7, 10. Like who knows? Like it just tells you like how many, but it doesn't tell you who.
Right.
So it just makes you want to like play the whole game again. Try to go into like great detail of like where all the clues are, because in reality, like it gives you like a sign when you got all the clues. But if you don't have all the clues, then like it won't play that special tone.
Right. But even if you were to get all the clues, you still have to make decisions based off those clues.
Correct.
Okay.
You have to be like, oh, well, I saw this knife in like your bedroom or blah blah blah, and then that's
you have to ask the right questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And like once you got to like the Hollywood portion of it, that's when it was the hardest.
Oh, dude, the Dahlia murders are
so hard.
Are really hard.
Yeah.
There's a point
those
where
are actual murders, though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which is so cool to me.
I didn't want to look it up. I just wanted to.
They're gruesome.
I just wanted to ride the wave.
Which is it's so crazy to me, and like so like awesome. They put like actual history and actual facts inside of the game itself, and if they could come out with Rockstar, listen to me. I know. LA Noir, fantastic. LA is a great city. New York Noir. Fucking Chicago Noir.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Dude, anything.
Either
man.
of those, yeah.
Like,
it'd be
seriously.
solid, yeah.
That studio's dead. They made it.
I know, but I wish they weren't.
I wish they weren't either.
Because they did such a good job, bro. Like, how are you gonna neglect them off of like the masterpiece that they made? A 3-disc game that was so detailed on faces that you really needed to like watch their faces during the whole interrogation before like you even ask them a question. You have to just keep watching them. It's like see if they're gonna they blink fuck up their characteristics or anything like that.
Blink 3 times in like 10 seconds. Or
yeah,
something.
they like blink a lot, look around, or just like look at their watch, like whatever. Like that was like signals to help you like within the interrogation.
Well, what's next on the
Slept.
We got Dune being delayed another couple months.
I literally don't remember that game.
Dune being the movie with Timothy Chalamet.
Wait.
It's a remake. Dune.
Dune.
D-U-N-E.
You know, I'm gonna look it up so we can both see it because I don't know what it is.
No, I think I've seen this.
Batista.
You said it. Yeah, you said it was with Timothy
Chalamet.
Timothy.
You don't say. Oh, this okay.
Yeah.
So it was delayed. Me and Kevin were under the impression that it came out at the end of the year, but when we heard the news that it was
of 2021.
2021.
Okay.
But then when we heard the news that it was like delayed until October, we were like, I thought it was coming out later than that already. So, I mean,
it got pushed up for us.
Yeah, it got pushed for us because we were just uninformed. But do we know why it was delayed?
Just for a bigger time slot for the movie.
I guess
I'm gonna just assume for like COVID reasons that they want to delay it more until like basically the restrictions are completely gone for everybody.
I think maybe they're looking for a better slot to release it during.
Well, the thing
that's
is,
what I'm saying. Like they're waiting for like a higher percentage of like COVID vaccinations, or not even COVID vaccinations, just like lifted for them to actually like set it out and they want to profit out of it.
I mean, they're basically lifted now. Right.
Which is what movies
it is
are doing
here,
anyways.
but not everywhere.
Interesting. I did not know
I
that.
was like, every state is separate, man.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No, fair.
Not everybody is just like here in Vegas where you're just like, fuck it, you don't have to wear a mask. But all the employees have to wear a mask, though. Fuck them. Like, regardless of shot or no shot. Like, they're just like, you need to wear a mask. And then, like, all the people are just like saying, they're like, yeah, you don't need a mask.
I mean, we just watched a Cirque show, right?
We did.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah,
It was good, but it was...
They were wearing masks?
There was some of them were wearing masks
I want to say
during
like
the show.
4 out of like the 30 people that were there were wearing a mask.
Well,
Like of the employees.
Yeah, performing.
Right.
It was
Yeah, the performers. And then like everybody else wasn't wearing a mask audience wise.
well, maybe because like those people weren't vaccinated. It was a dress rehearsal as well. So.
And I was at the edge, so I wasn't by anybody, so I took off my mask.
But no, I mean the thing is I saw those people on stage and they were wearing a mask and I was like,
You just kind of thought it was odd.
I was like, that's cool. I was like, I understand why they're wearing a mask, but
I just like how they respected their wishes, like of whether or not they wanted to like take the shot.
Right. And then if they want to continue wearing a mask either.
Right. So if you want to keep doing it, live your best life. Go ahead and do it. But if you don't want to, that's fine as long as you got the shot. Because to me, if you don't have the shot, it's kind of like iffy.
so nice.
But that's just me.
It's a matter of preference,
Right.
I guess,
Yeah.
and your fundamental beliefs.
Yep.
We'll move on to, what is this, Loki. Have you guys been watching it?
Have anybody else watched
Well,
it?
how many episodes?
It's 3
Don't
episodes in.
spoil anything from Loki.
I haven't seen it.
There's
haven't watched
literally
it.
no topic for me to like talk about
Is it
unless
good?
I'm spoiling
Is it good or not?
Yeah,
Is it good or
it's
not?
good. It's really good.
It's good.
But it
First
Like-
episode, you can talk about first episode.
It has a
Well,
lot.
no, I'm not even gonna talk about that
you've
because
seen-
I'm gonna spoil it regardless.
It has a lot to do about the timeline, and then
It
just
has
like
a lot to do with the timeline.
What's that other robot chicken Marvel show?
Robot Chicken.
Fuck.
Marvel?
It's Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Yeah.
The one on Hulu, right?
Yeah. I watched like 3 episodes. The shit was so funny.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's so stupid but so funny.
Is that part of like the timeline as well?
I don't think so. I think it's just like its own like little
Yeah, it exists
robot
outside of
chicken
it.
Funny,
themed thing.
Oh, okay.
But it was really funny, and I like kept watching it. But in reality, Loki is really good. I suggest everybody to watch it. But if you haven't
Go
watched the
ahead.
Avengers movie, then none of it's really gonna make sense. So I feel like you need to literally watch all of them and then watch Loki.
All the Avengers. It
All the
takes place
Avengers.
after Infinity War or
It literally-
Endgame, huh?
It's
Endgame.
like in between of the two, yeah. And then like it gets so deep into a conversation that I want to have with you guys, but you guys haven't watched it, so there's no.
Yeah, it's leading into things from like WandaVision. It's just things in the
And,
Marvel.
never
And like the
finished
future
WandaVision
movie
either.
of like
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp and
I never seen
the
Ant-Man.
next.
It's
movie
leading into a lot
for
of stuff.
Doctor
All this stuff.
Strange. Like
I need to watch all of this.
it literally like adds up to all of that. It's really a filler for the fucking movies, and then like compared to like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like
Right.
that was just like its own like little boring ass thing that it was.
Yeah.
Which is
I
why didn't
literally
watch
hated
it.
that show so fucking much.
Yeah.
But you watched it all?
No, I watched 6 episodes and I was just like, I can't do it. I was like, I gave it 6 episodes.
Hey,
that's
that's 6.
more than
That's
enough
a
for
lot,
me
yeah.
to like go out of my way to
You
watch
should
that
give
boring
the
ass show.
3
I
episodes
appreciated
before
it
you
because
jump.
it's like leading into Armor Wars, which has Don Cheadle in it, which is War Machine, and so
Trash, bro.
that's gonna be
It's
amazing.
literally
loves
just
Don
Iron Man
Cheadle.
with guns.
He loves
Don Cheadle's so cool. How do you guys not like Don Cheadle?
Don Cheadle's good.
Don
Is a
Cheadle is
cool
really
guy,
cool.
but I mean, War Machine's a boring ass character. If I'm
Okay.
being
Nah,
honest.
Well,
beg to
either
differ.
way,
I think it's cool.
Live your best life, bro.
He's a gun
I'm not gonna
fucking
judge
Iron
you.
Now that we're on shows, I did want to talk about this, bringing this up. It wasn't on the scrap piece of paper. Sorry, Jimmy.
I'm not the one who wrote it.
Wild card.
Invincible getting greenlit for seasons 2 and 3. Jonathan, have you seen Invincible?
I've watched 8 episodes.
One episode?
Yeah, I've watched one episode.
And that one episode didn't make you want to binge the whole thing?
No. It did.
Take a lot, bro.
But I was watching my cousin's dogs, and they had Amazon Prime over there, and I don't have Amazon Prime.
Oh, use mine, dude.
TV.
I don't care. I'll give it to you.
Don't feel bad for him. He has access to my Amazon.
No. Yes, but I haven't gone through the motions of actually downloading Amazon Prime and stuff like that.
What's your problem, dude? Like, that show is so good. You're missing out on so much.
I'm lazy.
Well, the thing is looking at season 1, it's not even like a third of the way.
It's 6 comic books in compared to like 124.
Oh yeah, I had seen. Yeah, I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, that takes
so like the just like the amount of
you.
Yep.
The amount of material that they have to like go from, it's so crazy. Season 1 covered like a couple of issues.
Yeah.
And there's hundreds of issues.
There's like 6 issues, but like the 6 issues that it covered is fucking extreme. So like it only makes you question like however much like the 120 like or 118
or how
is
far
gonna
they're
be.
gonna get in the second and third season, which I'm really excited for.
But then there's like spin-offs include like too, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they greenlit the spin-offs.
Not right now, but there's just so much that they can do with the show that they can have spin-offs like every which way. This could be like the new fucking Marvel Cinematic.
Right.
You need to watch it.
It's very good.
You need to watch it.
We're gonna watch it right now. As soon as this is done, he's watching it.
Cut the camera.
Let's go. So you know what? Fuck this podcast. We're
done. But yeah, Invincible. I just like the cast is really good. The story.
The cast is
it's like it's not even so much like
so good.
Like how The Boys on Amazon is like your heroes. Like and like kind of peeling back their like the cover and seeing just how shitty of people they are.
Right.
This is more like, oh, these heroes are fundamentally like good, like for good, but then just the reality of it's like people die, people get hurt.
This was like the most like intense, like I don't give a fuck about the people. I'm literally just doing this for clout.
Right.
And it was like the most extreme thing I saw.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so good compared to The Boys, because like The Boys kind of dragged towards the end of it. I was just like, all right, like if you're gonna drag it, like just fucking end it at this point.
Just get to the point.
I think
I like kind of get sick of like when shows start off super intense and then as soon as like the next season happens, it like slows down dramatically. Like Castlevania.
They come off too.
Like Castlevania, like the first like 4 episodes, the most extreme thing I ever saw, and I was just like, you got my attention, like I'm with it, like. And then season 2 happens.
And they know they got like, you, and they're just like
a whole ass boring dialogue of like absolutely nothing, and I'm just like, okay. I was like, I guess I'll just watch until it's done. And the reality is not done. Like, what the hell?
But The Boys, I'm still a fan of. Invincible,
Right.
I think I'm an even bigger fan of. They just did such a good job with the first season. Yeah, you don't watch it. It's really good.
You really
it's
do.
Very, very good.
You have his fucking account. Like, what's your problem?
Laziness.
You'll watch.
You just have to download it. It's not even that whole
You'll
process.
watch the second episode and you'll see just how great it is.
The fact that you watched the first episode and like the ending, like the last 2 minutes of the episode didn't grab your attention to keep watching is like mind blowing to me. Because like as soon as I saw the last 2 minutes of the first episode, I was like, I need to binge this whole fucking thing. And in reality, I couldn't. I had to keep watching week for week. And then this motherfucker just watched the whole thing at once.
Hell yeah.
How many episodes is it?
8. There's 8 episodes.
Oh, there's 8?
Yeah, in this season.
You could literally watch the whole thing in one sitting.
Yeah, like I could probably watch it tonight.
It's a whole work
It's not even like a fact of, or like it feels like it's gonna be a drag. The show, like I didn't.
It carries itself
at
very
any
well.
point was I like, this is kind of like getting boring. It was good the entire time.
To me, that was only the first episode, and that was because it was only the introduction. And I'm kind of like biased on like superhero shows.
I like introduction
only because like superhero shows to me, it's just like, oh, it starts off like, am I gonna get my fucking superpowers? Right. That's exactly right. I was like, I think it's gonna be cliche, so I'm like kind of just like turned off by it like immediately. But I'm just like, I'm gonna watch the whole first episode, and if I don't like it, I'm not gonna watch it. And then literally the last 5 minutes of it just blew my mind. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep watching this because that alone was more than enough for me to watch it. And I watched the whole thing, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. And I'm going to put my roommates on it, and I'm going to force them to fucking watch it, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, but
it worked out because they fucking loved it too.
But I had been looking forward to it. Like, even seeing the trailer, I was like, this is going to be really good.
Oh, did they already release the trailer for it?
For season one, like back a couple months ago.
Okay.
But we'll just finish off these topics. I think we're at our mark, but we'll just go through the rest of the list. But I don't know how excited you guys are for like the new Marvel movie. I know you're not too caught up with like the Marvel universe.
The 10 Rings one?
Yeah, I actually did just catch up. I watched Winter Soldier. I watched Civil War. Those are like the movies that I never ever watched. I watched Age of Ultron.
So you had seen Endgame before.
So I'd seen Endgame. I'd seen literally everything except for like I never watched the second Avengers.
He never knew why Magneto's kid died.
Yeah, I didn't know who
even though
Wanda
didn't say it was
and
Magneto.
Vision were, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why?
But you did see War Machine's appearance in there, right?
Yes, of course.
When he comes towards the second act.
Yeah, and he comes by, he helps the general populace.
And he was
War Machine is the true hero.
He played a large role in Civil War.
Yeah, he did. He stopped them.
He did, yeah.
War Machine is for the people, and then as for the rest of the superheroes, they're for the whole population.
Right. Don Cheadle's...
They're for the world.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, but I'm also going to just say, like, he is for specifically the American people.
Yeah. He's a national
and then the rest of them are for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue with the topic. So stop bringing up War Machine, bro.
Fuck War Machine.
He's a major point. How could I not? It's plot device.
Well, anyways,
but this movie looks good. There's a lot of, so it's kind of wrapping up where Iron Man 3 left off with the 10 rings and the Mandarin. It's showing more of that, and then it's just showing more of like
and it got our boy Jung in it from King's Convenience.
Yeah. Jung from Kim's Convenience.
Shout out to that show.
I not.
It's such a funny movie.
It's so good.
It's really funny.
So I love it so much.
It's a good show.
I'm not sure where it takes place in the timeline, but I think what they said, they're kind of setting up the Young Avengers. And
I mean, first of all, he's hot. Second of all, oh no, he's hot.
Both very good points.
What's the third?
He's sexy.
Fourth? Go ahead.
He's hot.
He's smoking.
All right. What about fifth?
I don't have a fifth reason.
All right. Well, he got 4 though.
He's not that hot, but
So we go back to
all that hype for nothing.
He just like threw him down immediately.
No. He's 4 times
attractive
hot, but he's not 5 times hot.
And then seeing like at the end of the trailer, there's like the Abomination, and that's like, since Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, you haven't seen the Abomination, so it's like, what the fuck?
The Abomination's in it? I didn't even know.
No, that was like in the original OG movie, the Hulk movies.
No.
Right.
I got that, but I'm just saying, like, in the trailer, I didn't notice that the Abomination was in it.
That's supposedly who's that like.
I'm gonna need you to point that out to me when we're like over with this fucking podcast. All right.
So
I'm so serious because I did not notice.
So there's like a lot of world building. Like a lot of these movies just seem to like have the different characters showing up in a lot of them.
Right.
So that like
that's what Marvel's all about.
Exactly. So that's what makes it so much fun.
Like I'm so excited for like the whole Spider-Man thing because they're gonna have like all 3 Spider-Mans and like all their like specific villains.
Supposedly,
like,
isn't that
so cool.
It's supposed meant to happen?
Is that not gonna happen anymore? Go ahead, say it.
It's like in the air. Because
it's in the air. They have a whole ass poster for it.
I think they were like, "Oh no, it's not happening."
What?
We'll have to see. We have to wait to see.
Man, bullshit.
That would be nice, but I guess
I was so excited for that whole concept. If that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
It's gonna be bad.
They have to make it happen.
They have to make it happen now because I'm expecting like
you can't
dark
just
arts,
tease the people and just
and,
let
like,
it go.
Probably especially since like
whoever the fuck
the Spider-Man into the all that.
Well, into the Spider-Verse was
maybe. That was just like a home. Spider-Man. That was like a home run, so they just gotta tie into that, so they can maybe get some of that live action money. But
I have to watch it at least like every couple months.
We'll pin it in the bud there. That'll do us for the this episode.
All right, guys, make sure to like and subscribe our YouTube page. We're done. No one really noticed. We had mimosas. We're kind of fucked up, but everybody have a good day. Love you guys.
Toodaloo.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you for watching.
How much over did we go?
1 hour, 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
It works out perfect. Yeah.
4 minutes. Some extra.
I'm about to piss myself.
Go.